bathroom, a pretty nice one though. Just happened to be sitting here. Um, there were a few young guys that came late in the camp. Well, not too late, but getting late. Sitting around, blah, 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 in front of the shelter. Not looking like they were in any hurry for anything. And, of course, when it gets dark, they think, oh, we should set up our tent, and we should, eat our food, and we should, move stuff around and unzip stuff, and put their headlamps on, and it was quite a show until almost 10 o'clock, headlamps blasting all over the place, not even aware of the effect on other hikers on the tents and in the shelter. And then they finally get into the tent, for the evening, and yak, 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 and ha, 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 yak, 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 ha, 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 ha. And it was around 10, after 10 o'clock, I finally had enough, and I was a little angry, and I got up and I walked over to their tent, and I said, guys don't realize blah, blah, blah. But I'm Gary, and unless you want to get up at dawn too, I would like to get to sleep, blah, blah, blah. And they apologized, and then they were quiet, and finally able to get to sleep. Now, there was one mosquito in the beginning, but that was it. And it got cold. It is definitely got to be in the high 20s Fahrenheit through the night. I finally had to put my raincoat on, as you see, and put the buff on my head, and put the hood of the coat on, and it was just on the edge of being comfortable enough for me to sleep. And but sleep I did, and I thought, geez, tomorrow's going to be the same, or today is going to be now the same as yesterday, so it's going to be pretty cool. I'll probably have to put my long pants on, and I'll get my long sleeve pullover top and use that probably instead of the jacket, or even with the jacket. And my sleep socks, I'll put them on because I didn't put them on last night. I just had my engine keys on. That was okay, but then I'll sleep better. But if it's going to rain the day after, it better not be as cold, because oh man, the idea that I'll have to take off what I have and put it back on in the morning really cold. And I don't have my long johns. That's one thing I didn't ask Peter to mail me. I mean, I wouldn't get my extra underquilt and my down jacket until for another week. And I'm going to be I'll be, I think, even at higher altitude later today if I make it to where I'm going. So, I don't know, it'd be nice to have at least a sweater to keep me warm at night. But it's going to be tough. Look at the other hiker, stargazers. He had a big fluffy down sleeping bag, and I thought, that's what I'd like right now. But hey, it's just August 2nd, so I'm not anticipating cold weather. But I guess clear skies and at altitude, I'm gonna have that kind of a problem. So anyway, after I'm done here, I'm just gonna go put my pack on and start walking. little correction on earlier. I said it was in the high 20s or something like that Fahrenheit, but that would be below freezing, and the water was definitely not frozen. So upon reflection, I've reconsidered, and it was probably more like high 30s with all the down in my quilt. It's mostly in the foot bots or the outer edges. I really need to readjust it so that it is better at the temperatures I'm going to be in. I have, I think I've said, other clothing in my bag that I can put on, but I don't have a lot. And it could make for an uncomfortable night. Anyway, I should have photographed a sign at the top of the hill there. I'm just getting into a muddier area here. There's quite a bit of muddy section in Virginia so far. It said that Katahdin was 557 miles away. I thought, oh, okay, well, I knew it was about 600, so I'm thinking about how many miles I do per se a week. 100. And all, everything seems logical, and I had kind of picked out a hostel that I was looking at. I think it was like 80 miles ahead, though. I just hope I have enough battery power. It's run by one of those cult-like religious groups that people, I think, make more fun of than not. They are like the Baptists. They're very giving and that type of thing. And I guess if you're interested in their club, they'll be more than happy to tell you about it, but otherwise they're pretty cool, apparently, from what some people have commented. So I'm not interested. So anyway, there's a deli there as well. I guess if you're staying, you get 15% off, all the better. And they have Wi-Fi, so hopefully it'll be good. And it didn't mention cost, but I imagine it's very little. So bonus on that. And I just needed to pick something that I would be getting at while I was looking at Sunday or later to avoid hotel peak rates. But obviously this is not a hotel. I forget the town it's in, but the one before I was looking at and thinking about going to, it's supposed to be a very touristy, upper snobbish type of place with, expensive clothing shops. So this is the town after it, and it has quite a bit. I guess they have shuttles available at this place too for donation or pay, whatever. But everything is a few miles off the trail, so I would either have to hitch, or apparently there is a bus, transit bus, but hopefully I'll find out more about that when I get close to it, and I'll consult AWOL. That will probably have more info, I hope. No data connection and stuff like that, so I haven't been able to read any texts or emails the last day. I've got it in airplane mode right now because I'm going down, and there's no point having that battery used. I'll turn it on when I get up to the elevation again. Place I'm looking at is like 20 miles away from where I am, so probably like a 24-mile day, or the one before that. I seem to recall reading reviews, and the one at 24 didn't sound like it had very good water and that type of thing. So again, I'll reevaluate at my lunch break when I look at them again. I wish my memory was better for these things. I'm looking at them at nighttime. I have to look at them again later the next day, but there's so many I look at too. Anyway, continue down the parking lot where Letters and her crew got picked up yesterday, I'm sure. And so from that point on, it'll be me ahead of them when they come back on Monday morning. Well, I'm at the parking lot where they would have been picked up. Just took off my pack because while they're coming down the hill, the big boulders, kind of fell back on one. I hurt my thumb a little bit in the strap. And yeah, I want to make sure I didn't break my tent poles or something like that, so that looks okay. There's a privy here. I guess some people have to go do a little hiking. It's privy, and I can see a metal bridge crossing the stream down here. So I discovered that the long trail in Vermont, which I'd heard of, I guess it's the same as the Appalachian Trail for a while at least. If not for the rest of it, I don't know. But Virgin View looks pretty nice up ahead. By the way, when I was at the parking lot a couple hours ago, and I mentioned that someone who was getting out for a day hike or whatever, I found that it was my old friend Nomad, who now goes by the trail name Hollywood Tom. So we had a little conversation. He said he'd hurt himself and he was afraid he'd have to leave the trail. But anyway, he took off. He said almost like 10 days. I don't know if it was 10, but I mean, I last saw him at Delaware Water Gap, and he was heading out the day I arrived. So if it was 10 days he took off, he was flying. Anyway, I told his friend who he'd been staying with that, oh, this is a great Scott, he's a fast walker. And I said, hey, wait, if you're off the trail for like 10 days and I just caught up to you, who's the fast one? So anyway, yeah, and he was asking about Mountain Mystic, which I was always calling Mountain Sage. No, I think, yeah. Oh, I've forgotten already. Which is the right name? Yeah, I think I called him Mountain Mystic, but his name's Mountain Sage. So, anyway, I guess it's a day or two ahead of us. Oh, back to the muddy, boggy section. Every now and then there are some boards, but it's pretty crummy walking. A lot of that bit of Vermont that I've seen so far. I mean, it can happen anywhere along. It's not just at the bottom. It could be near the top of the hill, along the hill, and then suddenly be dry, then be wet and boggy again. Like the stream is the trail. Sometimes it's crossing the trail. But that rots and a lot of roots. But all in all, much better than Pennsylvania. Just about anything's better than Pennsylvania. And as I can tell, my mood is a lot better since a couple days ago when I was feeling like quitting. But again, rain tomorrow afternoon, apparently, so I may fall back into that again, or I just may do a hopefully long day today and a short day tomorrow to get to like the net shelter, whatever it might be, and you know, just sit there, wait it out. Hopefully I'll have phone connection at the top and I can check AT weather and give friend Paul a call. I haven't spoken to anyone for a while, and other than communicating with Terry when he wasn't feeling very good about things, and he refuted my idea of a road trip to come pick me up, which I think would have been a pretty sweet trail or trip. You know, we just about go anywhere we want on the way back. Swing down the U.S. Well, I guess the healthcare might be a problem. It would run out. But oh, we'd go through Quebec and have poutine, meat pie, maple syrup. Like I said, go through Toronto, visit some of my favorite spots, see my sisters, up to see Donna up in Innisfil. That's right. Maybe even drive up to my sister's cottage and stay there for a couple of days, and then off to Sault Ste. Marie, visit my mom. You know, whatever. Well, I think it would have been fun. Well, Terry, you just stay at home and complain. It could have been wonderful. Well, maybe. Well, still got a ways to go to get to the top of the hill. So, just taking a break at the top of a hill on a big stone, nice and cool in the bum. And there's a breeze. I'm in the shade. And I'm a little bit sweaty. So, temperature's been fantastic for hiking. We don't get very hot, very thirsty, and very sweaty, except for a very steep incline that you might push. When I was at the stream and Hollywood Tom came by just as I was putting my pack on, I asked if I wanted any food, bars, like Cliff Bars, that type of thing. I said, no, sure, I'll always take free food. And he gave me a Cliff Bar. I think it was called Seeds and Nuts. It wasn't very good. I don't think I would buy that one again. I mean, it was okay, but not a flavor I found attractive to eat, interested. So, but the drinks I got at the store, I'm trying to remember the name of them. I'll pull them out later, but they were energy drinks. They have taurine, probably caffeine, and I expect sugar because there were a lot more powder in them than the Propel that I have, which are artificially sweetened and have 0 calories. Good flavors. I've only had 2 or 3, citrus, berry, or whatever it was, and grape, or whatever it was. Yeah, I liked them. I don't know about the energy level, if I really get that, but probably do and don't even realize it. Maybe it's picking me up. I find in the morning a little caffeine boost isn't a bad thing. Anyway, I did get a text while I was walking up the hill at one point from Paul saying that the weather tomorrow, thunderstorms, chance in the afternoon. I'd heard that tomorrow might rain, so I wrote a long email back to him, or not email, but text back to him, saying I'd call, and of course I get failure to deliver. I just got a text from him, but I can't send one. It fails quite often, for whatever reason. What's it called, WhatsApp? I never get a failure. I don't know if it always gets delivered, but I never get a failure. I guess it keeps trying until it finally gets through, like an email. So I'm going to turn off airplane mode when I got to the fire tower, which won't be for another 2 hours at least. Excuse me, a little flash notice there. That's weird. Oh, the highlight, I guess. Yeah, I'll turn it on and see if I get a phone connection by then. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, Vancouver time. So give him a call and talk about how awful I felt a couple days ago and how awful I might feel if it rains again. Don't know, might push on today past, I gotta lean forward here, past the tower. I was thinking it might be, they have camping there, it might be neat to do a dusk dawn camping because I've never done that yet. And Hollywood Tom said that, yeah, he's done a couple and they're always fantastic. Well, at least in his opinion. I've seen photos from other people who've done it. I thought, well, how many more opportunities am I going to get? But it's not a full day hike. So there's that thing, maybe I'd be there by 2:30. That's a pretty early day to stop. I can go on at the shelter, which was, kind of the goal. If I could hit it, it's like a 20-mile day. I think it's another 4 miles on from there. And I've certainly come upon a number of camping spots along the trail that were not indicated. And I know Hollywood Tommy's probably thinking that way, that he'll just walk until he doesn't want to walk anymore and take the first camping spot that comes along. So maybe I should just push to a camping spot around dinner time, and then the next day make a shorter day to a shelter where I won't get wet or not too wet in the afternoon. But I need to check the weather to see if that's just going to continue on from day to day, and maybe it's going to happen like 3 days in a row, and it's like, well, then why fight it? It's going to happen. Just go from shelter to shelter. Anyway, not keen on walking in the rain now, especially when it's cool. Hypothermia things. And these knee braces that I've got on, they don't seem to stay on well. That the kneecap is fully supported all the time. I have to kind of pull the top bit up a bit to kind of capture the kneecap, otherwise it's really not grabbing it or holding it. And the last couple of days I'd be itching. I'd scratch and all of a sudden be itching all over. And Stargazer last night commented, oh, that's where your knee sleeps, where maybe that's why you're feeling it. And I thought, oh yeah, all the sweat and everything that's behind them. So anyway, I think I'm done with my break here. Have another gulp of water and continue on. It's not quite 1 o'clock yet. And it's nice breeze and full sun. I don't see any clouds. Maybe there's a cloud way in the distance there, hard to see through the trees. And hopefully make that phone call and get cheered up or something. And if someone was looking out for me weather-wise and could send me text when bad weather was coming so that I was at least aware of it. I think Hollywood Tommy's thinking about going to the same, not shelter, hostel I was. Hopefully I can remember the name of the group, but it's a religious cult, some people think, in a way. But, it's not like they push on their beliefs onto people unless you ask. And they have a number of shelters apparently along the way, or places where hikers can go. So that would probably be Monday or Tuesday. I'm hoping my battery power will last until then. So in the name of battery power, talk to you later. Nice looking shelter.
Well, you can, just because you're from Canada doesn't mean you can't like Penn State.
Well, I don't know anything about them though.
Oh, young lady.
Hey.
Looks like you took a spill.
No, I don't think so.
Well, from there to the fire lookout, it's not much of a walk. So let's go up and see what it's like at the top. view from up here. Oh, really spectacular. Well, had a nice conversation with Paul and Sybil from the fire tower. A little bit broken up, but better than nothing, that's for sure. And got to the shelter. Pop passed me. I guess he had gone to a hostel for a night or two, and he was back on the trail again. So he's also here. So the hostel, it's an okay one, but it's got a really nice view. There were 2 women section hikers here already, and a stargazer was there. I was lucky enough to get a bottom bunk of the 4. Since I will have to get up at night. I'm not sure what the capacity of the shelter is, but the bottom bunks are supposed to hold 2 or just 1, but they're wide. Anyway, attempted to put my tent up in there. Have to check it out. I'm not sure what the bug situation will be, or the temperature for that matter. Otherwise, it's 5:30 right now. The outhouse there is pretty horrible. And all the things equal, happy to be here.
Well, we got here at 4, and I was like, well, shit,